Believe it or not, there are actually two different strategies you can use to get all 3 stars on Forest Defense. I'm going to show you the first method, which just uses basic skills. And then I'm going to show you the second method, which is a lot easier, but uses more advanced skills. Alright, so we need to capture 9 properties very quickly in order to win this map. And there are a few things we have to keep in mind. First of all, we're going to use these 2 infantries to take these villages and these villages. Okay, so this infantry will capture this and then this. This infantry on top will capture the greenhouse right next to it, and then come over here. And we should be able to do that in 5 or 6 turns. This means the Jeep and the tank are free to join the main battle over here. And I'm going to go ahead and begin that capturing. Now, this will only give us 4 of the villages that we need. We still need 5 more, so which 5 are we going to go for? We're going to go for this one here, alright? And then I want this one, which we're going to have to fight over, and these 2, which we're going to get sneakily. As long as we can hold all those villages, we win. The most difficult village will be this one, because the enemy will try to capture it or blow it up. So we have to be a little bit careful in how we do this. On the first turn, I like to immediately attack one of these units to do as much damage as possible. Since this is the biggest threat to mechs, I attack it and cripple it right away. I also want to start capturing this soon, but there's some other things we have to keep in mind. We want to grab these 2 villages very soon. So, we're going to move 2 mechs in range to grab those 2 villages, and that's going to be their job. Then we're going to move some other mechs, start capturing this, but we might not finish capturing it. And then get in range to begin attacking. But we are going to start capturing this right now, because that'll be very difficult to grab a hold of later. Alright, I'm going to end my turn here. Now, Green Guy is going to come in and do a ton of damage to my mechs. Thankfully, with our defense boost skill, we should be able to survive it. Also, keep an eye on where the sneaky enemy unit is, but we're not too worried about that right now. We're going to use our mechs to grab these 2 villages here. And I like to use the one with only 1 bullet on top, because it's not going to be doing a lot of killing. I'm going to go ahead and do massive damage to this tank. And since it's super weak right now, I'm just not that worried. So I'm going to finish capturing this and finish capturing this rather than finish off the tank. Because it's that weak, it'll get finished off eventually. This unit can't really do anything very useful right now. We could do some early damage to this tank, or we could go hide. I'm going to choose to do some early damage to this tank so that we can take it out more easily later. And bring our own tank over here. And take this high ground position here. And for the rest of the game, we're mostly going to be fighting over this village. Don't forget, though, to complete your captures on this side of the map. We want to be doing that every single turn. Once everyone is moved, we'll end our turn here. We do lose a unit there, and a unit here, which is not great for our power level. However, we will be raising that over the course of this, so don't worry. Now, the tank has started trying to blow this up. That's something we really need to prevent from happening. I'm going to hide the Jeep over here. And begin marching my mechs over here to try to do as much damage to the enemy tanks as possible and prevent them from blowing this up. I'm going to try to hit every single tank individually so that they're all too weak to continue damaging me. I'm going to finish capturing these villages and move these units over here to begin their final capture. Now, right now, our power level is only 0.5. That's no good. But that's just because we haven't finished off 5 of the units we've damaged yet. Once we damage them, and finish them off, we will start increasing our power level. So that's kind of okay. Oh no! Alright, I'm gonna start capturing these villages. And now we only need to worry about our power level, which is pretty important. I'm going to go over here and start chasing down the enemies that have escaped us. I'm not too worried about this. I'm just going to put a mech on here so that it can't capture it. And we're going to go over here and start wiping them out, and I ran into a jeep. That's not great. If things like this happen to you and you lose your ability to attack, don't worry too much. Just finish off the opponents you can, hide the units you can, and keep playing. You'll have one last turn to do enough damage to boost your power level. Alright, before we finish capturing these remaining villages and win the game, we want to make sure that we've increased our power level to the max. And we can do that by killing units. So I'm going to kill this. I'm going to kill this. And pay attention to how I'm moving. I'm trying to move in a way that gives me as many kills as possible. If we look at our power level, we're very close. We just need a few more. I'm going to go over here and kill this tank over here. Do we have it yet? Nope, we need another one. So I'm going to stand here. I'm not on the forest, but next to the forest where I saw the enemy. Attack it and blow it up. And now you can see I have enough power because I killed enough units and didn't lose that many units. It's one of the reasons I keep retreating weak units, because power is basically how many you kill and how many they kill. But it doesn't matter who weakens what, so finishing off units is most important for power. Now that we have enough power, we can go ahead and capture the last village and win with all 3 stars. Okay, so that first method was a little rough. I only just barely beat it by capturing all those properties, just in the nick of time. This method, though, is going to be a lot easier. First, I recommend that you beat the prequel campaign, or at least beat level 7 of the prequel campaign. This will give you access to the aggressive stance skill, which makes this whole thing a lot easier. It gives you 15% extra attack. Even though you lose some defense, that's okay, because we're mostly going to be attacking first in this second strategy. I also recommend that you beat the main campaign, so that you have 2 skill slots. In our second skill slot, I'm going to equip the Forester skill. This is a skill you get in the main campaign, but it's a secret skill. If you don't have access to this yet, try to find it, and if you can't find it, check out my video for how to get some of the secret skills. Alright, so Forester will give us an extra 30% attack for our soldiers when they're in forests, and even make up some of the defense we're losing from aggressive stance. These skill combined will give our mechs insane attack power whenever they're standing in a forest, which is going to be really important for this strategy. I'm going to hold left click to skip the dialogue. Alright, now last time what we did is we focused on capture buildings by amount. We won the game by capturing 9 buildings. This time we are not going to capture 9 buildings. Instead, we're going to rout the enemy. We're going to kill all of the enemies. In order to do this, we have to still follow the pace, so we have to beat the game in 6 turns. Still follow power, that'll actually be a lot easier since we're being more aggressive with this strategy. And we need to capture at least 5 properties before we beat the enemy. You're going to see that this is a lot easier. Just like before, this infantry captures these 2 villages, and this infantry captures this one, and then the radar station. That's already 4 captures just from these 2 infantry alone. So we only need to capture 1 more building and we're good to go. Now I'm going to open on the left side by using this mech rocket launcher here. I'm going to move it into the forest and then attack the tank. With the combined attack bonus of aggressive stance and Forester, we blow it up in 1 hit. That's how insanely powerful this strategy is. Yes, we will be blowing up tanks in single hits. It's that cool. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and move this mech over here. You see, this mech has all of its ammo, and so I want one of the mechs with less ammo to start capturing. And then I'm gonna put this mech over here, right next to it. The reason I'm moving them like this is so the mech with no ammo is responsible for capturing our 5th village, and I want the other mech right next to it in this diagonal shape, so that this vehicle can supply them both next turn and restore their ammo. All the other units are just going to stay safe in the forest for now and wait for the enemy so that we can ambush them from the forest tiles, where we have more defense and a lot more attack power. I'm going to go ahead and end my turn here. Alright, so they start attacking our mech that doesn't have much ammo, and they attack this mech over here. As you can see, in the forest, it's doing a lot of damage and is pretty tanky. It's not going to survive, but that's fine. Alright, now we can go ahead and move this mech all the way over here. The reason that I'm doing it that way and not attacking this thing is, like I said before, I want to supply both of these two mechs that are running out of ammo. So I'm going to hit the supply button. This one is going to finish capturing, and then the one in the back can move forward and take out this recon. And you don't have to play it exactly like I'm playing. The important thing is just to keep the general strategies in mind. Every turn these infantries cap the villages they're responsible for, that has to happen, and the mechs stick to the forests and try to do tons of damage. Okay, so this thing is just going to go out swinging. We might as well attack the infantry because that's difficult for the mechs to one-shot. And I'm going to start moving my other mechs just forward a little bit, give us a little more vision, and just end my turn. It's turn 2, they're going to finish this off and start pressing forward to come attack me. And as you can see, they're arriving at all my mechs in the forest. And we're going to be able to do a ton of amazing damage. Alright, it's turn 3. So by the end of this turn, we'll be halfway through our clock, but that's totally fine. The infantry are right on time to grab these two, and we already have this. So we've already captured a whole of the villages we need. Pretty cool, right? Even this damaged mech can do a lot, but I want to try to do as many one-shots as possible, so look for things that can kill in a single hit. This mech kills this tank in a single hit, so I'll take it out. These two mechs are damaged, but they'll definitely be able to take out this damaged tank, so let's do that. This can destroy this recon in a single hit. Let's go ahead there, and let's destroy the jeep in a single hit. And I want to use the tank to hit the infantry first, because tanks won't take much counterattack from infantry. And then we can take it out like this. We've just done an insane amount of damage. This supply vehicle isn't really useful anymore. So I'm just going to use it to kind of scout forward and see if I can spot the enemy over here to make sure we don't miss any. Now I'm going to end my turn. As you can see, this is a lot easier. I'm just killing units, and that's it. If you were paying close attention, there's a tank in this forest and an infantry here. I'm going to move a mech here so that I have access to attack the tank. It will survive because I'm not attacking from a forest tile, but that's totally okay. We can finish it off with our tank like this. Now we can go ahead and attack this infantry from a forest tile. We're going to do a lot of damage, even though infantry are supposed to counter mechs. And of course, we'll just throw everything else at this infantry and try to finish it off as best we can. Lots of damage coming out. The infantry are going to be the hardest thing to defeat, but that's totally okay. Don't forget to do your captures every single turn. We need to get those 5 villages by turn 6, but we're well on time. There's no rush. As long as you're moving these every turn, you will get there. Alright. We found another infantry up here. That infantry basically suicided into our units. We're doing really good. We're almost done. Let's finish capturing these villages and check our stats. Okay, so it's only turn 5. We have a great power level, and we've already captured all 5 villages. All we need to do now is make sure that we finish off the enemy, and we're good to go. I'm going to use the rocket launcher to scout ahead and attack this infantry, and because it's a forest tile, that takes it out. The reason I did that is I want the tank to be able to scout forward, just make sure we didn't miss anything over here. It looks like we didn't, so we're good. I'm going to use this mech to attack the infantry from the forest tile, because remember, we do extra damage from the forest tiles, and we've already won. That's it. It's that easy. I didn't even need until turn 6, we won on turn 5. Wasn't this so much better than the first strategy? you do need these skills to be able to pull off this crazy amount of damage, so make sure you beat the main campaign, beat the prequel campaign, and then find the secret level in the main campaign to give you Forester, so that you can equip these two awesome skills. And check out my other videos if you're having any trouble with that, or ask me a question in the comments. I'll catch you later.